These children today, especially of the hip-hop generation, and those of you that's in your 20s to 30-somethings, listen to Pastor John very close. Trying to help you because I love you as a pastor. I really do. But some of you have had these sexual experiences with these people, and you can't get this picture out of your mind. Now you walk around here talking about, well, I'm gay. Well, no. You know what you need to do is you need to stop having sex with everybody. Just cut it all out. Then you need to stop feeding your minds with the pornography and everything else that you're looking at. Even if you have heterosexual sex, you know, looking at these naked body parts, and then because every time you look at that stuff is going into your brain and into your heart and into your head. Now, when these youngsters start having sex, and they're having it repeatedly, over and over and over again, now the argument, that's why the black church is trying to bring these homosexuals, or this homosexual lifestyle into the church. As a part of this article, there's an older lady in her 80s going to this church, and she said, and I agree with this, she said there's always been homosexuals in the black church. Always been. Especially in the charismatic wing of the black church. Homosexuals thrive in there because they're more emotional, and they're trying to shout all this stuff out of them. And it's just there. I see it in people all the time. I see it when men stare at other men and they lock. This is how you know when a man has those tendencies, when he locks his stare on you and he won't take his stare off of you. He's looking at you because he's trying to get the lock contact back to you. Sometimes I'm out there even as an older guy, and I see it and I just wave them off. They ain't waving off. They still looking. They saying, come on, man. You know what this is all about. Same thing when a man locks in on a woman like that. Now, why am I talking to you like this? Because some of you are going to come up and your children are going to announce to you that they've had these experiences. And most of you parents don't know what to do. Well, don't do like the preacher did here. Don't corrupt the whole church. I'm going to give you the way out of it. This is what you do. You say to your son and to your daughter, you say, you know what, I love you. I'm going to always love you. You come here. And then you give them a big kiss and hold them. Don't cry. Love them. And he said, I just believe that the choice that you made is a wrong one, and it's going to lead you to hell. But you can, sure enough, come by my house, have dinner with me. I know you're going to want to bring your significant other over. I'm a Christian. I have to love them to see Christ. But I'm going to tell you this right now. Y'all got some serious problems to deal with the master about, but you're still my child. But you don't take the whole church and corrupt the whole church into abomination to try to justify your boy not going to hell. Then you tell your boy you're going to hell when you die. Or you tell your lesbian daughter you're going to hell. Because the Bible. I know, Trent, they're not going to believe me, man, because the Bible says it. You know what? And I'm not even going into the verses right now. I'm not even going to put them up on the screen because some of you tripping. You can contact me and try to get some of my older work. You're going to hell. Simple as that. All right. We can move on. Now, there are other views of inspiration. Some of you that believe in this no homosexual church and all this kind of stuff would differ with me. And they say, well, I differ with Pastor Coleman. Well, of course you do, because you take another view of inspiration. Obviously, Kenneth Homer differs with me since he takes another view of biblical inspiration. Well, let's talk about these other views here. And these other views that I'm talking about are the false views. They are the false views of inspiration. The first one is natural inspiration. Because, see, that's the view that Kenneth Homer was postulating when he raises that. This is the view that man wrote the Bible alone without God interjecting anything. Okay? Natural inspiration. Well, Paul was just a great writer. And he just wrote what he felt was of a necessity to the Christians. Is that right? That's why, you know, when Paul said that a woman should not teach or usurp authority over man, that's Paul's opinion. So we can change that. God is now ordaining women. Hell, what's this? That a woman can't be no pastor. That's natural inspiration, which is a false view. of inspiration. Second view is the mystical view. And the mystical view holds to it that all the literature in the Bible is the same. All these 66 books, all of it has the same meaning. It was a crazy deacon that I had in my church. He would come to some of the studies. After a while, he stopped coming altogether. Cliff. And he told me, he says, boy, you teaching all this stuff, don't you? Man, there's only one meaning of all of the Bible. I said, what's that, Cliff? Moaning. I give his whole name. You know me, I give names, man. Because I can't say something to somebody and then not, he's dead now. And, you know, I love that old man. I want to hope that he's in heaven. But some of the stuff that these old Baptist people believed is the craziest stuff I've ever heard of in my life. He said that the Bible has one theme, love. So he said the only thing that you should be teaching is love. It's all about love, John. It's not about eschatology. It's not about hamartology, soteriology, ecclesiology, Christology. It's just all about love. Love. All you need to teach, you know what he told me? All you need to teach these black folk is to love one another. That's why they're letting these homosexuals and these women in. Because if love is the bottom line and that's the theme of the Bible, that's a mystical view of inspiration. And I told him, I said, Cliff, you're wrong. He said, oh, you got all these classes and you teaching all this stuff. Boy, you went to seminary. We didn't know you was going to turn out this way. We just wanted a preacher. I said, brother, you got much more than that. You got a man of God. And the man of God's going to lay it out to you. He's going to lay it out to you the way it is. Another false view of inspiration is mechanical inspiration. That men wrote down as God dictated to them. It looked like this. They had a pen in their hand. And they said, no, wait a minute, I got to wait. I got to wait. God's going. What you wait? I'm waiting, man. Oh, wait a minute. Here come. Oh. You know, like you're having an orgasmic experience and you're just writing it mechanically. That's where some of your preaching is in the church. Wait a minute, I feel my help coming. What? Idiot. That's a false view of inspiration. Another false view is partial inspiration. Now this partial inspiration is really what's going around today, because they would teach that, well, some parts of the Bible are true and some parts of the Bible are false. And we're not to accept all these parts because we can't really know the heart of God. Thomas Epps of Second Baptist here in Los Angeles. I remember one morning I was getting ready to go to church and I heard him saying, he said, oh, none of us have the truth and we can't really know what God meant about that. We just trying our best to feel our way through this thing and we just hope to God that we right. But I believe that in the sweet by and by, all of us going to get to heaven and God's just going to erase those things that weren't important and he going to solidify it. That lying hypocrite. God ain't doing Christianity like that. There's no such thing as partial inspiration. Some is true and some is false. Man, the whole of the Bible. You know what that's called? That's called the plenary. If you leave in plenary inspiration is that every part and every aspect of this Bible is inspired by God. And see, here's